To inspire young people and community groups to connect with Van Dyck, we have been sharing his portraits from Dulwich Picture Gallery and discussing Old Master techniques. Take the time before you start painting to choose your subject matter carefully and set up your studio correctly. In this way you avoid making big changes to your composition later on and can find your rhythm quickly. Today, to coincide with the exhibition, we will be focusing on the portrait. Portraiture, as demonstrated by Van Dyck, is a way of capturing a likeness, a social status, or a psychology. In this gallery you can see all different types of portraits, all different types of materials used, and different paint surfaces. So there's so many choices to be made before you even start putting paint to canvas. Choosing the right light is pivotal. The light will affect the palette you choose. A strong light source will give more drama and richer colours, as with Van Dyck's Samson and Delilah. A subtle light source will convey softness, as with Lady Digby. Obviously, pre-20th century artists always painted with natural light. Now the light setup is from here, so we've just got a soft north light setup. Brushes are differentiated by their shape, filberts, flats and rounds, and the type of hair used to make them, hog, sable or mongoose. Today we have many more colours to choose from than artists did 400 years ago. I am going to use a limited palette of ultramarine blue, burnt umber, Chinese vermilion red, yellow ochre and lead white. Through subtle mixing, we're able to create a myriad of options. My palette runs from light to dark, but generally by the end of the day I'll have the same value, so it's kind of going from the very lights to the lighter mid-tone to the darker mid-tones to the darks, and it should be running along a kind of a cool channel and a warm channel. So whether you're working with watercolour, gouache, egg tempera, the pigment is the same and it's the binder that changes. For oils, the binder is cold pressed linseed oil. Canada balsam and Damar varnish can also be added to make the paint more versatile. If you start on a crude white background, then when you put your lights down it has no effects. So it's nicer to start with a mid-tone background and going both darker and lighter. The best method to start as a beginner is in moderation. Establish your shapes and values first and then add the correct colours on top within the correct value pattern. Today, the most commonly used method of oil painting is direct painting, also known as à la prima or au premier coup. The paint is applied directly onto the canvas, ideally with the correct colour value and shape for each brush stroke. And what's amazing is at the end of the session how there are areas of the painting that haven't got any paint on them. It's just the first block in, and where I put the top of forehead, eyebrow, eye mark and chin are still exactly the same place. You don't need to cover everything. That's not the purpose of painting. The setup, the lighting, the tools we use and the manner we apply the paint all affect the final result. To be a painter is not just to capture a likeness, but to understand and manipulate our materials and to make choices on the design of the painting.